big company just said that XRP is the only one. Hi there, pretty people. Hello, Coins Alert. Today we have a lot of news to talk about. There isn't a big deal in the money world like a job report, CPI or PPI. It's coming today. I know that when I say that, it sounds like the last words. Trump says a big thing you can expect today to be crazy, even though I just told you it would be crazy. All I ask is that you smile at me so I can send out good feelings. Let's get started, Smishy. Hit that like button. That's it. Other side. XRP is worth $257 right now. At $257, XRP is down a little on the day. I believe it's 0.3% for the day in GMT time, and you can see that XRP is getting very close to the local high. It hit yesterday, erroneously yesterday at 7 p.m. GMT time, right? It went all the way down to 242, but it's now back up to 257. The price of Bitcoin also went up and down in a similar way. It reached a high point at 105, then fell a bit and is now sitting at 103,666.31. Ethereum made the biggest move over the last of the top 5 and top 10 cryptocurrencies. It also went down, but it was able to get ahead a little. And Ethereum has been on a huge rise since it was able to go against the trend. In just 6 days, Ethereum has gone up almost 45%. That's a huge move for Ethereum. We talked a lot about how that change they made and the fact that the price had been pushed down for so long meant that it had a good chance of going back up. We also saw Solana, who was another one who got thrown out pretty badly. So we're following the trend of assets that were heavily hit getting back up a little bit here. Not even a little. 45% is not a little. But it will be really interesting to see how today goes. As I already said, there's nothing planned for Wednesday here. Tomorrow we have jobless claims, retail sales, core PPI, and the Fed chairman is speaking. So tomorrow there are a lot of things that aren't happening today. And you know that whenever I say that Trump says something or someone in the White House says something, the market drops. But today it's going to be interesting to see what happens and how the markets felt yesterday after the whole China situation and the president's speeches in Saudi Arabia. It's going to be really cool. The fear and greed measure shows that both crypto and stocks are around 70. Coins are at 73, and stocks are at 69. Right? Hot number. Don't forget that stocks were just at 3. Right? We flipped, right? It's interesting that it wasn't mostly social media but also established media. A lot of people bought the dip when Jim Cramer was selling fear. It was written that hedge funds were shorting and selling, while regular people were buying on the dip. There are only 2 possible outcomes for the big money right now. If they don't join the party and start buying a lot, they'll miss out on all the gains, which will add up to a lot by the end of the year. Or they can double down on their short bets and try to bring the market down again by spreading fear. It will be interesting to see how that goes and what happens with the markets. But the next few months leading up to the end of the year are going to be very interesting. At the start of the month we said, sell, because people will say sell in May and leave. May is still going on, right? So maybe the prices will drop in the summer. Oh, I guess everything is still possible. That's why I won't tell you to buy, to sell, or hold, since I don't know what will happen. I'm not sure what will happen today. I'm not sure what will happen tomorrow. Of course, it's never business advice. Always check things out for yourself before you spend. I can tell you stories. I can tell you what I think will happen. I can tell you what I might be doing. I don't know what's going to happen every single day, though. I would be the richest person in the world if I knew that, right? Every day, if someone knew exactly how the market would move, they would make billions of dollars, right? So that's what would happen. It will be interesting to see how it all turns out. That's why I love the market so much. It makes me feel good. Guy, right? Who doesn't know what will happen? I think whales are buying. Cantor Equity Partners buys another $500 million worth of Bitcoin when it merges with Tetherback 21 Capital. The deal is between TetherX and for about 5,000 Bitcoin. The bot is called Sailor Playbook and it's going global. Just so you know, I do own this company. I thought that there was a chance that they might be similar to Strategy. Because of that, I took the chance and bought some of their stock. How does this company work as a SPA? It's not clear. It will become part of the 21 Capital company, and it's only a small part of the original shares. Things are a little tricky. I didn't bring it to you because I don't have it. However, it's interesting to think that this could turn into a trend where businesses buy a lot of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies to record on their books. That's why I wanted to bring it to your attention, instead of getting you to buy this object, since the way it's set up makes it risky. I got into it early, so it's good for me, but for other people it's a risky product. Okay. Bitcoin's bull score hits its best level since 2025, which means that things are very bullish. Even though Bitcoin's price has kind of stopped moving, it's not really taking a hit. A lot of people are suddenly interested in cryptocurrency, or the market going up. Blockchain is the first one they look at. Bitcoin is probably the one they will feel safer with. A lot of people will also come through the ETFs. As the price goes up, Ethereum ETF might start to get more attention. Also, we're talking about a lot of XRP ETF, right? Another company that filed for an XRP ETF is Wisdom Tree. In a tweet, they said that XRP is the only altcoin that can work with a Bitcoin plan. Just one. Right? Also, we know that their ETF is sitting on the table waiting to be approved. It's an interesting idea to talk about how it could work with a Bitcoin approach. Will companies possibly combine these two, and not only make a Bitcoin reserve or a Bitcoin reserve-only company like 21 Capital, but also have more situations where they have both on their balance sheet as an investment to maybe cover enough of the cryptocurrency market to make them feel safe? That's going to be really cool to see in the future. I know that a lot of people will see this in different ways. It's the only one that fits with a Bitcoin plan, as the saying goes. A lot of people think this can compete with Bitcoin, but what they're really talking about is how it can help Bitcoin. It will be interesting to see how businesses handle this in the future, right? Companies might feel a lot more comfortable with a plan like that after the SEC case with XRP and Ripple is over. In 2025, companies have bought 3.3 times more Bitcoin than there are new Bitcoins available. It was talked about whether Cantor or 21 Capital should do this. We know that Plan is buying a big amount. As we can see from the ETFs, a lot of Bitcoin has been bought. Soon there will be a lot of people who want Bitcoin, but not much available. There will be whales that hold, markets that hold, and these corporates that buy. Things are going to get really interesting here. It will take a long time to mine the last million. There will be a supply shock sometime in the future, and it will be interesting to see how the price changes when that happens. Thai news that's worth reading. Thailand is putting out 150 million baht in digital tokens that regular people can buy for as little as $3 each. There are no cryptocurrencies in these G tokens, they are investment tokens backed by the government. The Minister of Finance talked about it. I mean, this is pretty cool. They're not cryptocurrencies or cryptocurrency-based digital monies, but well, it's a digital ticket. What would happen to its value if it went up or down? That's really cool. Where does it go back to? It doesn't say in the art or the title. But it will be interesting to see if this becomes a trend in the future, where countries try to give their own people a way to spend, maybe through a crypto or digital token. Steak and Shake is getting ready to accept Bitcoin everywhere, and is making burgers with the Bitcoin logo on them. Companies not only buy Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, but they're also making burgers with the Bitcoin logo to cash in on the crypto trend. Putting it on top of the bun is kind of cool these days.